Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to season 2 of Severance. This is episode 5 called Trojan's Horse. Not Trojan Horse, Trojan's Horse, meaning the Trojan has ownership of the horse. Look.
It's like you have an interest in the show, Mason Quinn.
It's almost like I've got an interest in the show. Folks. Who knows what we're in for, but let's take the ride.
I'm just glad I didn't have to drown you to get the real Mason Quinn out for us. I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to see what this episode is all about after we finally got the innie Helly back.
Yeah, can't wait to see what Seth has planned for our crew. Seth.
Milkshake.
Yeah, I'm ready for every bit of this episode because what happened in the last episode was fantastic. And I hope they pick up right where we left Irv, because
yeah.
What'd you do? What'd you do, Milchek? Huh?
The middle of the lake.
Seth. What'd you do, Seth? Let's go!
Uh-oh. Looks like my garage door opener just called it quits.
All right, this should be a quick and easy job. All we have to do is replace the motor. I'm thinking maybe an hour tops.
You want me using this ladder?
Hey, look, the other guys brought the fiberglass ones out to another job. This is all we had left at the shop. I'm sure it's gonna be just fine.
Looks like Noah used this thing to build the ark.
Guy, it's gonna be just fine. It's a quick, easy job. We're not going up that high. Just don't worry about it. Look, I'm counting on you.
Counting on you. Counting on you. Counting on you. You know, he's always counting on me. Let's look at this thing. Oh no. Oh. Ah! Ah, my leg! My leg! Ah! Ah!
You're gonna need some help with that. Your injury could be worth millions. You should consider calling Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, with more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you if you become their client. But this guy is worried. He doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. Worry no more. Morgan & Morgan will fight for every penny you deserve. And guess what? The fee is absolutely free, unless you win. But this guy doesn't want to sue his boss, even though he hasn't gotten his surgery bills covered in the last 6 months. When you sue for an injury, you're not suing your boss. You're suing the insurance company. If you've been a victim in a workplace injury or any other personal injury, you can click the link in the description, www.forthepeople.com/medicine, to see if you have a case. This guy did, now he's back in the game.
Oh,
Hey, we know this song.
happened not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have him?
Oh, so it's like it's operation time.
Those are all
I'm wondering if they're gonna be.
those are dental tools.
Thank you.
Yes, operate on some toofuses.
Oh, it could be that. Oh, what is this?
Interesting, he's humming a song about a shipwreck where many
Humming?
people lost their lives whistling.
Humming?
See, that's how little you pay attention to the show, Quinn.
Yeah, when I'm
It's-
disappointed.
I'm just too stupid to understand.
Yeah, you're dense. We know.
You said it. You
Not
did
us.
say
All right, now look where we're at.
Yep.
This is where Miss Casey is.
There's the red light.
Going
All right.
down.
Get the camera in there, and let's go down with them.
Ah, the intro time.
Of course.
Not going to show you
Of course.
the dentist's face, assuming he was a dentist, not just an amateur.
Is there such thing as an amateur dentist?
Yeah, I practice
guy.
on my free time on the weekends.
Answer is he's an amateur dentist.
An amateur dentist.
Basically, just
I
a
am a
flathead
nurse. I am a
screwdriver
nurse,
and a
just not
hammer.
certified.
I just like say that you beat some. Oh, so what do you do for a living? Well, I'm an amateur dentist.
I'm an amateur dentist. It goes all right.
Amateur dentist, yeah.
Well, in these days, you can be anything, Dave.
Just not certified.
Yeah.
Semi-pro doctor. Semi-pro dentist. Semi-pro dentist.
Hey.
How was the weekend thing?
Good, I guess, although my innie fell off a rope, apparently.
A rope?
Mm-hmm.
Were you hurt?
No, I just got a little wet, that's all.
You know what the fuck actually happened?
I have no idea.
Burning shit into your eyeballs thing going.
I still can't get it to last long enough. Just keep trying, I guess.
Do you have any other ideas?
Oh,
What is he drinking?
Hey, I'm sorry, I gotta get to work.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye. Hey.
You need to get your dryer fixed.
Yeah, or you could just, not live here.
I can't keep coming in and out.
Think they're watching us?
It depends on how dumb you played it.
I haven't remembered anything else.
Well, maybe your innie has.
Oh, I wonder if that's the stuff to kind of help along with the process.
maybe. Oh, so it looks like they weren't too far from Lumon for what they did.
Yeah, they don't have to go very far from the actual building to do whatever retreat they're doing.
But their innies think that they're,
Like in the middle of nowhere.
yeah.
Took the rest of the weekend to recover.
Will I be updating Father later? He should hear it from me.
But you're
We have
messed up.
decided to spare him knowledge of this contretemps.
Well, please let him know that his daughter is alive and well.
Some residual trauma is to be expected. Perhaps we could arrange another obligement session this evening.
I said I'm fine.
What's a
We're
obligement?
close. Helena. What's he
Helena
at?
of Troy.
78%.
81.
It won't be much longer. You can do this.
I'm not going back down there.
It won't be you. It will be your innie.
And then the other one tried to kill me. They're fucking animals.
Oh.
That you created.
I'll just fake it again.
We can't take that chance.
We need to clean this up. Milchik's many errors this weekend have forced our hand.
Many errors.
And Father approves.
Father encouraged it.
But there is no other solution. Mark S. won't work without her.
And the work is mysterious and important. So we must give him her.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
The board appreciates your sacrifice.
The board, your dad's, who is the board? Dad's the owner.
Dad's part of the board.
Dad owns a dealership.
Oh, she does not like having to do this.
Oh.
Dave, she absolutely refused.
Oh, she's doing it now. They told her she didn't have any other choice.
Well, that's her sec. There we go. We get innie.
Way to read
We
between.
get innie back. Look at, she's just the
Good
fist
morning,
ready to
Helly
go.
Who the fuck are you?
What is that painting in the background?
That's Kier taking out the four,
And Miss Swung.
4 trials or the
What the
4
hell?
hells. They let us know in the comments.
Mr. Milchick will explain.
Yeah, why don't you explain to us, Seth?
Hey, is she?
Her innie.
MDR. Together again.
Where's Irving?
And why was he trying to drown me?
Because you're a fucking vegan.
Was she spying on us?
Wait, what?
The whole time.
It's called a Glasgow block. It allows one's outie.
Wait. Are you saying that she was down here as me?
Maybe she still is.
Hey, I repeat myself. Where is Irving?
Yeah, where is he?
I'm so confused.
Answer my question!
Excuse me.
Thought we just had a nice weekend.
Thought we had a breakthrough.
Helena Egan, in her executive capacity, was conducting valuable research.
By stealing my fucking body?
Irving had no knowledge of what management's intention was in this action, and in so doing, he nearly drowned you. Our only option was permanent dismissal.
So he is dead.
Irving B's outie has departed on an elongated cruise voyage.
I don't give 3 dry fucks about his outie.
She doesn't have the right to
Dylan.
take my identity.
The layers now. The innies.
Outies call the shots.
Have you ever heard the story of the Gluckschuben?
The outies.
Gluckschuben. Say that, Mason Quinn.
Gluckschuben.
I would, but I'm focusing on the show.
All right.
Maybe you should too.
There was no dialogue.
Let's assume we haven't.
In ancient times, the king of Sweden himself was known to go incognito amongst his people in the hopes of learning their true grievances, the name for which he was remembered. Gear Egan himself was known to do so in his ether factories, and Miss Egan was carrying on this noble tradition.
It smells like horse shit.
Yeah, Swedish horse shit. And Irving is still dead.
Irving B's Audi has departed on
an elongated cruise voyage. Yeah, I know. Is he going to come back or not?
He did say permanent dismissal. So if he's not coming back, though, to them, he is dead.
He is not.
Wow, some actual honesty.
You fucking murderers.
It will take time to absorb all that has occurred. This went well.
Holy shit, milkshake.
They gonna have a replacement in there for Irv?
Guess what? Productivity is going to have to go up by 25%, guys.
Oh,
desk.
3-person
Just
crew.
3.
This is you.
Hell no. I'm not going near that thing. If you're taking feedback, I hate it.
Same.
Oh. Oh, what?
Erased.
Fuck you guys.
You mean like Jamie Egan's daughter Gluckschupaning us?
Hordes of consequences. I'd hate to resend certain privileges.
Oh, you made a deal, Dylan.
Hall passes will still be available.
Let us have a funeral. Irving is a person and he's gone. We'd like to have a funeral. Not a retirement party, a funeral.
Absolutely. God, it's great to have Helly back.
The Helly.
The Helly.
Is this MDR's position?
Dude.
Sure, as long as it's quick, so it doesn't take up the whole day.
I'll see if we can pull something together.
Wow.
I think he's just trying to play the game.
Thank you, not you.
Here we go.
Oh boy. It's not like he can tell their innies what he's doing because they can't do it then when they're on the outside.
You just cough up blood? You better not have.
Mark, I'm gonna come in. Are you okay?
No, not really.
Yeah, seriously fucked up.
Yes.
You couldn't tell that she wasn't me?
Obviously not.
Ooh.
What was she like?
Like you. You're like her. I don't know. I don't know who you are, I guess.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's not my fault that my Audi hijacked me.
Yeah, no, totally. I get it. It sucks.
What happened to you up there? Do you want to hear what happened to me?
No, I don't. And let's just try to forget it. Okay?
What is going on, Mark?
Like he feels guilty, like he was used.
Well, remember, he knows about Gemma, too.
Yeah.
So he's, again, we're in this nice little love triangle.
What are they making mugs for?
That's Quinn's printer. That's my printer. It's so you make happy birthday signs.
Well, the affections index for Irving B was in the high 60s.
May I say a question? You shouldn't let them have a funeral. It makes them feel like people.
Ooh.
That wasn't a question. That was an opinion, unsolicited.
Or a statement.
His delivery is just so great.
Your first performance review is today, right?
At what point is Milchek going to start helping
That
out
was
the
a
crew?
question.
I'll ready the refreshments. You focus on the mournful signage.
And you remember how long ink used to last in those printers? Oh, the good old days.
What? I don't.
Today we honor Irving B.
There he is.
Given the sudden and frigid events which brought us here, as such, let us each take 9 seconds to silently remember Irving.
9 seconds?
You may now lift your heads and open your eyes. We will now have a eulogy from Dylan G.
It's hard to pinpoint a favorite Irving story. He put the dick in contradiction.
Words have consequences.
He asked me for help with something near the end, and I didn't listen. He would have been totally justified in telling me to suck my own fuck, but he didn't. He was awesome, and I miss him.
Thank you, Dylan G. A little sugar with your usual salt. You may now briefly partake in Irving's fruit head, whose dark hair is courtesy of the Black Beauty watermelon from the country of Malaysia. Miss Wong.
What the fuck?
So
That's not.
it's a fruit head.
Thought I was going to perform.
Yes, well, I feel the theremin works best in moderation.
Oh, a little payback. Well, better than a pizza party.
Nah, give me a pizza.
You think that if those fruit dishes are better than a pizza party?
Oh, that's more exciting. It's his head.
You're not staying?
I gotta get to work, but great ceremony, guys.
This feels like outie Mark.
I mean, isn't it kind of over?
Irving was your friend, and he's dead. Why don't you give a shit?
Because he's not dead, he's just not here.
You two catch up? Did you tell her Miss Casey's your wife yet?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it's my outies wife, but sure. No, it's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Mark.
shit.
I think Dylan's gonna piece it together.
Why won't you talk to me?
What do you want to talk about, Helly?
I don't know, maybe the fact that Miss Casey's your outie's wife? What are we gonna do?
No, we're not gonna do anything.
We'll figure this out.
Will, there's no we, Helly.
What?
It doesn't matter.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because they are smarter than us, okay? They know everything. Me, looking for Ms. Casey, us wandering around, meeting other departments, mapping the floor, all of it. They know everything we're doing because Helena told them.
That wasn't me.
Doesn't
Mark,
matter.
look, I'm not her. I'm not. I'm me. Helly.
And how do I know that?
Ouch.
Oh, boy.
You don't. You just have to trust me. Not everything here is a lie. And stop being a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Helly swears quite a bit.
Natalie, just before we begin, I was wondering if I could have a word with you. The paintings, I want you to understand I am grateful for them. They're a measure of appreciation, and I accept that appreciation. I was just wondering if you could share with me a little how you felt when you received the paintings. Our experiences here have been similar in some ways. We face similar challenges, and perhaps the paintings and the somewhat complicated feelings they evoke.
Mr. Drummond's waiting.
Oh, you're not getting nothing out of Natalie.
Let us go.
Her eyes tell such a story, like someone's pounding on a wall behind those eyes. I want to tell you stuff, but I can't.
Guess this is it. Sorry I let you down.
He's got to come back.
He said, remember, hang in there. Is there something with the...
Well, that looks
there's-
like him holding the switches.
Hang in there.
Something behind it? There it is.
From...
Gave him directions.
Yeah.
Today, I will be conducting your monthly performance review.
Monthly. These are the best.
If the review is to take longer than 4 hours, there will be a break for lunch, with the order taken in advance.
Well, I hope that won't be necessary.
Here is the lunch menu.
Gonna be here for 4 hours.
That guy's voice is great.
You received the gift of Kier paintings with grace. There have been 3 contentions reported anonymously, which have been investigated and confirmed. Uses too many big words.
Well, perchance I may colloquially employ.
Anti-deflections will be heard after the lunch break. On several of your daily logs, the paperclip was installed back to front, which led to a confusion as to where in the document to begin reading. You brought in a new refining team for Mark S. You instituted kindness reforms.
Because I'm not Harmony Cobell.
Kindness reforms that seem to have in no way deterred curiosity or idling by the team once they returned. You arranged an outdoor retreat and team-building occurrence, which resulted in the termination of one employee and the discovery of the true identity of another, at great risk and harm to the Egan name.
Want an omelet? You got to break a few eggs.
That's right. Praise Kier.
There you go. You have to add that in there though at the end.
Cold Harbor. Of Cold Harbor will be remembered as one of the greatest moments in the history of this planet. It will take place under your stewardship.
That means a great deal.
I think it's time to go back to the basics, Seth. Remember these severed workers' greater purpose, and to treat them as what they really are.
Which is?
Test subjects.
Incorrect use of paper
clips. I can't believe they got that.
Oh.
I think it was just a flash.
I'm tightening the leash.
Mr. Milchick.
I see you left work 6 minutes early. How was the rest of the funeral? Did you get what you needed from it?
Yeah, sure. Did Miss Wong take notes? I can't wait to read her article about it in that newspaper you showed me. What was it called again? The Bullshit Gazette?
And look forward to some productive work days ahead.
Putting the numbers in the thing.
Refining.
Right?
Yes. Does that sound good?
Whatever you say, Mr. Milchick. Praise Cure.
Yeah. Praise Kier.
Oh, it's getting in my space here.
Don't
Milchick.
fuck with me.
Did you and Helly catch up?
We did.
Did you tell her that you fucked her out of your
Oh.
Helena Egan, leader in waiting of this company.
Way to outkick your coverage, Mark.
Have a restful evening.
That's what he calls tightening the leash.
Yeah.
Interesting approach.
Throwing it down on Mark, letting him know.
Mark's coughing again.
Pleasantly surprised, I noticed that not a single worker had a watch. Your sovereign boss may own the clock that greets you from the wall, but you get to enjoy its ticking and thus should be happy.
Sovereign boss.
Babe, it's the literal opposite of what you were saying before.
I see how you'd feel that way, but one point that Nat made was she said that innies tend to thrive in an environment of structure. And once that is established, then they are more open to self-expansion. So I am just trying to speak their language.
I know, but this sounds like Lumon's language. These are not your ideas, and also, Lumon hurts people, you know that, and if you want to water down your work so they can use it for their fucking propaganda, then you're hurting people too.
There it is.
Okay. I will reflect on your words.
Thank you.
This is a fiscal and creative opportunity unlike any I have yet seen.
Big paycheck.
And I'm not inclined to just walk away from it. Unless me selling millions of copies of my book and the life that that manages to give us has somehow lost its appeal for you.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go to bed.
Babe.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I will reflect on your words. You guys remember that. It's a good one.
I will reflect on your words. Yeah, try that with your significant others out in the real world.
That's
See how
some
that,
good shit.
see how that goes.
Reflect.
There he is.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, good, we got him. Is he gonna see Bert or something now?
To see if he's being tailed again.
It's me again. They fired me. I think they know what my innie was up to. I'm telling you to...
Bert! But who was he calling?
Yeah, it's a good question.
You! Why are you following me? I got this thing. When somebody shows up on my doorstep screaming my name, I want to know why. Call it a quirk. Why were you at my house the other night? It wasn't you at all, was it? You're severed. I got canned a couple of weeks ago. When I pressed them for a reason, they said my innie had an unsanctioned erotic entanglement with another worker. They wouldn't tell me who.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh.
They told him.
You think we were an item? We had to cancel our trip to Milwaukee, thanks for that.
You're not missing much.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I came at you just now.
We got a ham. We're planning to have it tomorrow. Might be nice if you come over. We could sit down, talk through it all.
You, me, and
Fields.
I suppose.
Great. You need a lift?
I'll walk.
I know where you live. See you tomorrow.
They are teeing it up. Crew's gonna start doing the work.
Oh,
on
I
the
can't believe they told him what he was doing on the inside.
Yeah, about why he was let go.
Well, they probably have some sort of agreement with the outies that if you're let go, hey, do I have the right to know why? You know?
What the fuck are you doing?
This
I
is the
needed some
Egan
pressure
grocery
points,
store.
things to rattle your memories. Knitting.
Yeah, she said it gave her time to think.
That hurt.
Oh, you thought it was
her.
Uh-huh.
Who's in there?
They know people at the morgue. On the payroll, like everywhere else in Kier.
Basically. So,
Shit.
Are we gonna...
One more day. I don't want to rush things. There's risk. It's not an exact science, Mark.
I'm not sure it's science, period, but okay. You good on snacks?
For now.
Was that a can of frosting?
It absolutely was. Looked vanilla.
You know, as
Sweet.
adults, you can buy it and put it on anything.
Sweets help you think.
Because you're an adult.
Are they hurting her?
I don't know.
What?
I didn't say anything.
Your Audi can parallel park in less than 20 seconds.
Oh, it's the positive reinforcement she was doing.
Oh, this is getting super trippy.
Now we're gonna get a massive cliffhanger here, aren't we?
Oh, he's getting a peek.
Once?
Oh.
Is this real?
Your Audi
Nope.
is going to be...
Wow, he got to feel that as an outie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was deep.
The lines are getting blurred.
See her face.
He got to see that she's alive.
Oh. Yep.
That's what's important here.
Got to see her for the first time in who knows how long.
Since that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I forget the time frame.
Death.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He's been, working there
a
little over a year.
I was just so glad we got to see Irv again and that he wasn't off the show permanently. I mean, I guess I should have figured because, of course, the Audi would be there. But, they didn't pick up right from the lake. So I was curious, how do they get, does Lumon have people who come in, they throw the switch on Irv out at the lake, and maybe they have one where he's like knocked out and not quite outie Irv yet, and then they take him to where he's got to go and then fully wake him up. Who knows? Small detail, doesn't matter, but I was curious on how they did that, but not a big deal when we're hit with all this other stuff on this episode. The elevator scene for me was probably... that was pretty tops for me in this episode, with Milchek getting right in Mark's face and just telling him how it was. Mark was trying to throw it back at Milchek a little bit, not respecting his authority, as it would be. But man, Milchek will just let him know, did you tell Helly what you did? And he didn't. And it was interesting how cold Mark was towards Helly this episode, and how he was just, okay, I'll be all in on Lumon, I guess, or that's what I'll portray myself as doing, telling Helly, hey, they know everything, that they are everywhere. And I'm not sure if that was a test to see if that really was any Helly, but I got a feeling that Mark probably thought it was, but maybe at the time he just had a kind of a feeling of hopelessness or whatever. But great episode. I did love the fruit head version of Irving, that they had a bereavement kit, I think it was called, that they could just bring out. And it was fun to see the back and forth with Mrs. Huang and with Seth as well, seeing those two kind of butt heads a little bit, and Seth kind of cutting her moment short as I think kind of retribution for what she said to him about his what was it, not his compliance, his performance review that he had to do once a month. So that was pretty wild too. But yeah, just a great episode with a lot of good acting. Our story is obviously being brought ahead. And, you know, it's funny because like Dylan and Mark and not so much Helly, well, any Helly, I suppose, and Irv, like they all kind of thought they had nothing to lose as innies, but then Lumon kind of gave them something to lose, with Dylan giving him the family meeting place that they promised to give him, threatened they could take that away, and then with Milchek having some dirt on Mark for what he did, you know, they do have a little bit of leverage, and obviously Irving, they just got him out of the picture, but now obviously with him meeting up with Bert, we'll see how that goes on the outside world, see what those guys try to piece together, and another big question is, who's Irv calling? We don't know. We don't know if maybe he's working with somebody in Osla's team. I forget if that's how you say your name. Apologies. But the woman working with Mark to help bring back his memories, I think her name is Osla. But nonetheless, we'll find out, because this is one heck of an episode. Season 2 has definitely been intriguing.
Yeah, another really, really good episode. I was kind of intrigued by like how Mark was acting at the beginning. Like I really thought they had figured something out as far as integration, and that he was still outie Mark, because just the way his coldness towards Irv and him wanting to work, and maybe the coldness towards Helly, but at the same time maybe he's like severely hurt by Helly because he got tricked by Helena, and he ended up having relations with her inside a tent that Milchek then later brought up. So I thought it was that, but then as we saw, like he was still giving Milchek shit. Like he gave him that
praise gear,
praise gear, and the pull shit gazette. And so like he hit him with a few good one-liners in it, but he just seemed like cold towards everyone else. I don't know if now he's like not trying to trust anyone, or if he does, or maybe his innie is starting to feel like his outie is trying to creep in or something, if he was worried about that, because we saw then at the end of the episode, this outie saw some stuff that his innie did, and it got, this close to Miss Casey telling him, everything about his outie. And, you just left in shambles after that, because you're like, you want him to, be integrated and to find Miss Casey or Gemma, so that way they can somehow get back together somehow, some way. But, you get it though too. He's really hurt by Helly, but I mean, he can't, it's tough because you can't really be mad at the innie, because
they weren't there.
She wasn't there.
Well, he doesn't, if he's feeling betrayed, which is kind of what's happening.
I know. And that's where it's
keep a guard up.
Yeah. That's where that's where it's very good in the writing and everything in this show, because we can all sit here and go, well, it's obviously it's the anyone now. And it's funny. We saw a quick comment that, I think, or you pointed out how much she was swearing now, or someone was saying.
Yeah. I mean, look at
versus
her progress. I mean, when it was Helena, little to no swearing, if she even said a swear word.
She did say dick. She said dick in the last episode, right? Because of
Helly
around the campfire.
Yeah, the campfire story. But Helly is like non-stop with swear words. So now, of course, seeing Helly actually back and doing that, and then trying to remember some of the episodes, it's just like, oh, well, that was one tell sign.
I think we pretty much did call that it was an outie, but part of me during that time was just like, she just didn't want to let them know who she was on the outside. But you know what?
It almost seems like any Mark is trying to give visions to outie Mark, so he would know how to act if he ever got brought into Lumon and he was as outie Mark, because we saw how he kind of freaked out in the tent. Like if Mark wakes up inside of Lumon as his outie, I don't think he'd be able to hold it together, and I think it'd be a lot more obvious if it was.
I think he'll be somewhat prepared. It just depends on what he sees when he's there, and how the visions take over, because we saw that he's drinking whatever that stuff is in the fridge, and then he's been coughing now, and luckily, like I thought it was, one of you thought hopefully it's not blood or anything, which thankfully it wasn't. So
not yet.
Just wondering if it's what he's all trying to get accomplished on the outside, that if that's all affecting him and making him cough, because it certainly caught him by surprise, obviously, to his innie. And then, Milchek with his performance review. And actually, no, him before that, too, even asking Natalie, like, how did you feel when you got those paintings? Basically calling her out because she said, I felt a great gift was beholden upon me, or something that she said in the 2 episodes ago when she got him, when she gave him the Milchek. So, and now that he said he's tightening the reins, the leash, I don't know what's going to happen for our innies, but I'm definitely here for it. And then I can't wait to see the conversation between Fields, Burt, and Irv, and I think that's going to be amazing as well. So, yeah, cannot wait for more of
Ruin their
this
trip
show.
to Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. They're going to go to
Ruin their-
Milwaukee, probably go to the public market. I mean, maybe catch a Bucks game.
There's better places than Milwaukee in the winter, let's be honest.
Hey, you don't know why they're going to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Could have been something going on. Could have been multiple reasons. Family event, concert, who knows? Look, I think what we're dealing with right now is we're dealing with both Innie and Outie Mark are trying to handle trauma. And we know that the whole reason that Mark did the severed thing is because he was dealing with so much trauma from the loss of his wife that he felt like this would be good for him, that he is dealing, they said he was trying to be a teacher, and the trauma was so impactful of losing his wife that he probably couldn't keep a job. And you still have to work even if you're dealing with trauma. So it's like, okay, how can I continue to earn an income for myself or whatever? It could have been just a pain thing, but hey, you know what? We have this severed program where your worker is not going to know about your outside life. And of course, his, Outie Mark is still obviously has the memory of his wife, and he's dealing with all that. Well, Innie Mark is just, go about your day-to-day stuff. And now Innie Mark is, think about that. Like somebody telling you, well, you have a wife that, is still alive, but your Outie has been told is dead, but you have no feelings for them. You're just being given information. And then you have an Innie coworker who you have legitimate feelings for, but you're like, okay, well, I guess I should have feelings for my wife, but it's non-existent because I've been severed. And then you have a very intimate moment with another one of your coworkers and find out that was their Outie, and you're just all kinds of fucked in the head, basically. I mean, Mark's going through a lot of shit right now, and now it's a lot of shit for Innie and Outie Mark just all the way around, which was kind of the opposite of what this whole severed program was about. So that was crazy. Look, Helly keeps saying that wasn't me. It's almost like she's just like really in denial that it's, I'm the same person and my Outie made this decision for me. She's very much, her Innie very much has her complete own identity, right? That's not me. Whereas, Mark, at least his behavior here is like, yep, I know an Outie makes the decisions. I'm here. We're the same person. Like he got mad at Dylan. Like, hey, Bert's still alive. He's just not here.
And then Dylan called him out about his wife.
Right. Where, Helly seems to be like, I'm a different person. So, we're starting to see very different responses to how the innies look at being severed in their lives here. And we're getting, again, a very different response from Mark and Helly and Dylan. And it's wild. So the writing here has gotten so good. The performance report was interesting with Milchek, like backwards paper clips. It's like, okay, what's going on with this company? So that's interesting.
Well, they didn't know where to start. Yeah.
The Burt and Irv thing was that was interesting, and it's almost like, we had to cancel our trip to Milwaukee. It's like there's memes about it. Men like to joke about it, but like your significant other can have a dream about you doing something bad, and then even though you didn't do anything, they're still mad at you. I had a dream that you met somebody else, and now I'm mad at you. Like, I didn't actually do anything. This didn't happen. So again, not an apples to apples comparison, but Bert's, Fields is mad because, Bert's Innie had a relationship with somebody else. And it's like, well, that wasn't me. Well, it's the same body that you're living in. And yeah, it kind of is, but it's not. So a very interesting dynamic. And it brings up a very real point about like, if you were somebody who was looking to become part of this Severed program, and you knew that, you know, there would be, you know, you'd be working with close proximity of people, co-ed or otherwise, you know, whatever. There's like, you almost have to sign a paper. Hey, just so you know, there's a possibility that your innie might fall in love with somebody that they work with and have a physical relationship with somebody else. But as soon as they go up the elevator, they're going to have no memory of it. But technically, you know, it's the same body. I mean, what a weird layer that creates, you know? Hey, honey, you know, don't get mad, but I might have a working relationship with somebody that I'm completely unaware of, and you can't get mad at me for it. Wow. So the layers that we're getting from this particular show are so vast, and they're so deep. They're so well written. And, you know, the best thing for me is they're so thought provoking. Like, oh, what about this and what about that? And like every time you watch a new episode, you're like, okay, well, now we have to consider this. And, you know, and at the end of the episode, they give us, again, the big cliffhanger. It's the integration is starting to happen. It's starting to happen. And now outie Mark, you know, got an image of his wife for the first time in however long. So, yeah, another wild episode, another great episode, and I can't wait to keep watching.
One thing I'd like to point out is we're starting to see what the numbers actually are doing when they grab them, throw them in a box. We're seeing progress being made on Cold Harbor. Now, we just don't know what 9725J means if you grab that number, because it's the mean-looking numbers, or however they said that a while ago there, but I'm still curious to see what's the meaning behind them, or what's behind those numbers, letters that they're grabbing, putting into Cold Harbor, which obviously we need to figure out what Cold Harbor is too. But either way, we got answers finally for you on that. Like, hey, it's just pointless work. Well, technically now it's not. So we got the answers there. So that's interesting. The Helly, again, definitely, you could tell now what a difference this episode for me, and I'm curious if any of you just final stamped it, you know, like, oh, all right, there's a wildly clear difference now, because we got those couple episodes with just Helena being Helly, and then we get finally Helly back. So it's just like, for me, it's like, okay, yes, now there's a clear difference, and I probably should, you know, notice that right away, which we were kind of talking about throughout. It's like, well, this is clearly different because her tones and everything else is different. But like I said, now the one tip, if it happens again, is just, all right, is she going to swear? Absolutely, she's swearing. So that's Helly. If it's not, she's not swearing. But it was also interesting to see that they are pushing her, Helena, to make sacrifices for basically this Cold Harbor project, where Dad's encouraging it, and they're going to basically force it now. So she did not want to go back down there because of 2 attempts on her life. One, her innie, and then, of course, what she believes to be Irv. Irv was making a point to get, you know, the switch back. But I don't know, if they didn't make the switch, does Irv actually really go through with it? I don't know. But either way, yes, it was an attempt. This performance review is definitely, I feel like Erickson maybe been in one or two of these, and it was just this time to be like, hey, we need to get this scene in here of the corporate BS that goes on in these reviews, so that way we can use all these little fancy things that they do and say, and we can just kind of make fun of it here. So that felt like that to me right here, what was going on for that job review. Of course, the ending now, I'm worried a little bit about Mark, because they're teasing us with the coughing. Petey obviously didn't have the greatest health when the reintegration was kind of going on there. So I'm a little concerned now. I'm hoping it's just teasing and nothing's really going to happen to Mark in the future. So, and I know I was getting confused, just like you guys definitely were, because we were talking about during the reaction of like, man, that has to be Mark's outie. But as they showed us, that it was just more like you were saying, him dealing with a distrust betrayal kind of thing here, right? Because he thought it was Helly the whole time, his innie, and of course it wasn't. The scene with the tent now, who knows how Mark's going to take that. Dylan making the point to, oh yeah, Miss Casey's your outie's wife. You know, just trying to throw that all in there. So Helly now is like, holy, you know, that's just news.
Yeah, they definitely don't have a united front anymore.
No, not anymore. So I'm hoping that the wagons kind of circle back to get the team. It's tricky because I love this love triangle that's going on, but I'm almost like Helly and Mark, their innies are perfect together, and that's obviously because we haven't seen what Gemma and Outie Mark have been like together. But I'm still rooting for him getting those answers to Gemma. It's just it's interesting that I'm in this position of, yep, you two make a great couple, but you know, over here I still want to see this get accomplished here, and if it ends up working, cool. If not, cool. I don't know. It's just great. And like you said, this whole show is very thought-provoking with every little thing. And yes, Mason Quinn, that interaction in the elevator with the passive aggressiveness of their kindness to each other.
That was it right there for me.
That was fantastic work by those two. So really looking forward to seeing how it's going to progress. In the intro, we said, like, hey, what is that now? Because we're starting to kind of pick up on little things. This episode actually showed us finally, unless I missed something previously, of what that drink is. So now I'm curious to get answers on that too. Again,
wasn't Magic Mind.
It wasn't. Well, yeah, cool, whatever. And just kind of curious to see exactly what that is. Part of me wants to think that it's to help with the reintegration, but who knows? So I'll just wait and get the answers.
Maybe. Well, and whatever it's Cold Harbor is supposed to be the greatest single human achievement in the history of the world. So they kind of built it up a little bit.
What if? And this is, I'm going way out on a limb here. Way out on a limb. What if it actually is meant to help mankind or the world, whatever? But the way they tee this up with the story, like Lumon's evil. You know, like they're the bad guys.
You drinking the Kool-Aid over there or what? Hey, guys, what if it is meant to help the world?
What if it is?
What if it is?
Playing
has nothing to do
perspective
with
here.
Companies getting workers who have no whatever, no control over themselves.
Do they even know what the hell Cold Harbor is? You know, that's another perspective. They may know, like, hey, we're going to give you levels 1 and 2 of Cold Harbor, but we have 10 levels of this that you don't know about. But we're going to tell you it's the greatest thing ever
we got
invented.
goats.
Who really knows? Yeah, we got goats, and we got people who think other people from different divisions have pouches.
Yep.
So who knows what we got going on.
And it's interesting too with the innies, how they are truly a person, right? Because it's the person within the outie. So it is interesting to hear Helly talk like she is in here. It's kind of conflicting because it's like, yeah, that's technically a real person, but it's just like
Different
when we lose
personality.
Irv, we lose Bert. Like that's a part of them that's gone now.
Yeah.
So it's just intriguing to just sit there and think.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
like,
that version of Irving is gone forever.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Well, maybe not. But
not.
Bert is.
Yeah.
Bert for sure is, right? So that conversation, if they are able to piece it out,
figure something out.
Is that bit of them just in that little device, or is it the device that allows them to have the split personalities? Who knows?
Yeah,
I think
just intriguing.
There's a whole rack of people in little devices.
Oh, and we just came up to the scene with Rick and
oh my god, yeah. And we figured it out right away too. Like you joked right away, they're gonna back up a truck full of money, and he said it.
That's another thought-provoking thing. Like, hey, never seen this kind of money before, and it's actually going to put us in a really great spot in life.
And the thing is,
I don't know if I could say no to that.
I mean, I've got my goals that I stand on and how I want the world to be better. But this is a lot of money.
That's all he's been about.
I can worry about that after I complete this.
I could put this money to good use.
I
No, you
could.
won't. You'll buy a yacht.
Well, yachts are nice. A lot of upkeep, though. A lot of upkeep.
Who wants a yacht?
Yeah, sounds like a job. You're buying a job, essentially.
It is. You're buying a job.
You got to hire somebody.
I will reflect on your words.
There we go. Just reflect on your words.
That's the line of the episode right there. You
Well,
guys try that.
This show has been amazing. We cannot wait to dive into more. So hopefully you all enjoyed it as much as we did. So for Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals. And hey, hang in there.